Welcome back to Bravo Breaking News. So Sheena and Lala sat down this week to record her podcast Shenanigans, and they spilled a lot of tea, both about the restraining order between Sheena and Raquel and the Pump Rules reunion. I was surprised at the amount that they were actually allowed to talk about the reunion, and they kind of spilled some interesting tidbits. So I am going to get into it all, but first I wanted to show you guys our new merch that is live in our store and the link below. We've got Bravo stuff, we've got Scandival stuff, we've got Vanderpump Rules stuff, so make sure to check it out and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any Bravo breaking news. So like I said, Sheena and Lala sat down to record Shenanigans this week, and Sheena was fresh off of her court hearing. This is the day that she had to go into court to discuss the restraining order against Raquel. And she kind of shares a little bit about that experience. So first of all, as we know, Raquel didn't show up. And what Raquel's team was saying was that they told Sheena that they weren't going to show up. Therefore, Sheena didn't have to show up. The restraining order was dropped. It was supposedly done. But Sheena kind of had a different story. Although the lawyers did tell them that they weren't going to show up, Sheena kind of thought this could have been, a joke. They could have been messing with her. And so if Raquel would have told her that she wasn't going to show up, and so Sheena didn't show up, but Raquel did in fact show up, that could have led to some serious ramifications for Sheena. So in order to protect her and her family, she showed up just like a upstanding citizen should do. And she is standing by the fact that basically what Raquel issued was a false police report, because as we learned, she's saying that she did not punch Raquel. Now that the court hearing is over, she's finally allowed to speak up about exactly what happened that night, and she is not holding back. So she was telling the story to Lala, and basically what she said is when she found out about the affair, as we know, this is when Ariana called Sheena or texted Sheena and let her know about the video that she found on Tom Sandoval's phone. There were hysterics, Sheena was crying, and Raquel then tried to grab Sheena's wrist. That is when Sheena pushed Raquel away from her, basically being like, get off of me. I want nothing to do with you in this moment. Like, give me some space, which I think we can all relate to. I mean, wouldn't you react the same way if somebody that you were extremely mad at tried to come at you and like touch you? I don't know. I feel like I would react the same way. So that is what Sheena is saying happened. And beyond the alleged assault, during that time, she said that Raquel showed zero remorse. Sheena and Ariana were crying and in hysterics, bawling on the phone, and Raquel was just standing there, not a tear shed. So I don't know what that says about her. It's a little weird, but I don't know. It doesn't come as a surprise. So then Lala and Sheena get into what went down at the reunion. And again, I am surprised that they're allowed to share the details that they shared because, normally Bravo has them on lock. We've heard a couple interviews since then that they haven't really been able to talk about, but I don't know. I guess they got clearance to talk about a little bit about what went down. So they talked about how they only filmed for 5 hours. So if you guys remember, Andy tweeted when the Scandival news broke, how many parts is too many parts for the Vanderpump Rules reunion? But it seems as though we might not be getting as many parts as we had hoped for, because filming for 5 hours is not a lot. I mean, most Housewives reunions go 12, 13, 14 hours sometimes and are 3 to 4 parts. But 5 hours, I don't know how many parts we're going to get, guys. And I think this is all because that pretty much all they talked about is Scandival. So Lala shared that the producers talked to all the castmates prior to the reunion, kind of asking them if they wanted to still talk about the other storylines of the season. As we know, Sheena's getting married. There's a lot going on with Katie and Schwartz.
We're not divorced yet. This is my husband.
Lala is dealing with her custody battle. So there are personal stories that, deserve to be told. And, Lala said that she did want to talk about those things, and I think the other cast members did too. But I think once they got in the room, it was really hard to focus on anything else but Scandival. So it kind of seems like they dove right in. And after they dove in, it did not go well. They shared that once again, Raquel showed zero remorse about the affair. Not only did she not shed a tear at the reunion, she was smiling when the other castmates were talking about it. And that is not a good look. I mean, Raquel, at least pretend to be sorry. We heard in the TMZ interview, she says she apologized, but I don't know what's going on with her. She does not seem sorry about what she did. And neither does Tom Sandoval, because they said he was, quote, disgusting. Basically, what he said was disgusting. And my guess is that he's giving more and more excuses as to why the affair began, why he didn't tell Ariana sooner, why he didn't break it off. And I agree with them. That's disgusting. Meanwhile, they also shared that Ariana, quote, assassinated Tom and Raquel at the reunion, which brings me so much joy. They basically said that everything that came out of her mouth was, a jab right to the heart. And they basically had nothing to say back. She basically rendered them speechless. So props to Ariana. She stood her ground. I'm sure it was a really, really tough time for her. But, she did not hold back and she let it all out. And I hope that they got what they deserved. I also need to issue a correction about a video that I posted last week about the fight that went down at the reunion. So as we know, Jax Taylor has been on his Scandival press tour. He's actually been promoting his new podcast, but it seems like Scandival is all he's talking about. And he shared with Page Six last week that the fight that broke out at the reunion was between Tom and Tom. And Sheena and Lala debunked that rumor. Unfortunately, the fight was not between the Toms like we had thought, and they don't know why Jax is going around telling lies. Honestly, I don't know either. I guess he's just thirsty for press, but I don't know. Make up something else. Don't make up a complete lie. So Sheena and Lala said that was not true. They did not say who was in the fight, but I think it's safe to say that it was two boys. I am seeing a lot of buzz about it possibly being Schwartz and James. So I don't know. I think it might be them too, because I can see Schwartz sticking up for Raquel and James getting heated about that, especially now that we know Schwartz was basically in the middle of all of this. So although Sheena's podcast has caused a lot of drama in the past, it is currently delivering, and I don't know if you guys have listened. I never listened before Scandival, but I'm actually enjoying it. I'm enjoying Sheena. She is giving a lot of behind-the-scenes info, and so if you want to, listen, go check out Shenanigans on iTunes and Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. Bravo Breaking News is also a podcast, in case you guys didn't know. You can also find us on Spotify and iTunes. And of course, we'll be here on YouTube to cover all of the Scandival updates, pump rolls, recaps, and more. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss anything.